Want to stop guessing and start winning at the poker table? We've all been there, staring at our cards, wondering what our opponent is holding, and making a call we later regret. But what if you could play smarter, not harder? Today, I am pulling back the curtain on 4 insider strategies that the pros use to dominate the game. These aren't just basic tips. They're game-changing concepts that will transform how you approach every hand. So, grab a seat, and let's deal you in on the secrets to playing smarter poker. First up, let's talk about position. It's the most underrated yet powerful weapon in your arsenal. Being in position means you act after your opponents on most streets. Why is this a huge advantage? Because you get to see what everyone else does before you have to make a decision. Did they check? Did they bet? How much did they bet? This free information is gold. It allows you to control the size of the pot, bluff more effectively, and get maximum value from your strong hands. A simple rule to live by: play way more hands from late position, like the button, and be extremely selective with the hands you play from early position. Playing out of position is like walking through a minefield blindfolded. So, always be aware of where you are at the table. It's the foundation of smart poker. Strategy number 2 is to master the art of hand reading. This isn't about mind reading, it's about logical deduction. Instead of trying to pinpoint your opponent's exact 2 cards, think in terms of ranges. A range is the entire spectrum of possible hands someone could have in a given situation. For example, if a tight player raises from early position, their range is probably narrow and strong, filled with big pairs and strong aces. If a loose player raises from the button, their range could be incredibly wide, including all sorts of creative hands. As the hand progresses with each card and each bet, you can narrow down that range. Did they call your pre-flop raise? You can probably eliminate the very best and very worst hands from their range. By thinking in ranges, you can make much more accurate decisions about whether to bet, call, or fold. Our third insider tip is to learn to balance your play. If you only bet when you have a monster hand, observant players will catch on in a heartbeat. They'll fold every time you bet, and you'll never get paid. To avoid being so predictable, you need to balance your ranges. This means sometimes you should bluff with weak hands in situations where you would also bet with your strong hands. A great example is the continuation bet, or C-bet. You raised before the flop, and now you're betting again on the flop. You should be doing this with your strong hands, your semi-bluffs like flush draws, and even with complete air sometimes. This keeps your opponents guessing. They won't know if you have the nuts or you have nothing. Balancing makes you unreadable and incredibly difficult to play against. It's an advanced concept, but starting to think about it will elevate your game immensely. Finally, strategy number 4, embrace aggressive play. In poker, passive play rarely wins big pots. Calling is often a weak move. It gives your opponents a free or cheap card to outdraw you. Betting and raising, on the other hand, put pressure on your opponents and give you 2 ways to win the pot. They might fold, and you win right there, or you might have the best hand at showdown. This is called fold equity, and it's a huge part of winning poker. Now, this doesn't mean playing recklessly. It means being selectively aggressive. When you decide to enter a pot, enter it with a raise, not a limp. If you have a strong draw, consider semi-bluffing with a raise instead of just calling. Aggression dictates the flow of the game and forces your opponents to make tough decisions. Take control of the table, and you'll see your chip stack grow. So there you have it, 4 insider strategies to start playing smarter poker. Master your position, think in ranges, balance your play, and be selectively aggressive. Each of these concepts could be a video on its own, but incorporating them into your game will make a massive difference. Poker is a journey of continuous learning, so take these ideas, hit the tables, and start putting them into practice. You'll be surprised at how much more confident and profitable you become. Thanks for watching, and if you found this helpful, be sure to like and subscribe for more poker strategy. See you next time.